my only guest today. His name is Zetch Spratzer. Welcome to the show, Zetch.
Whoa, dude, why? Is there a camera in my face? I don't know if I like this.
So, Zetch, how did you enjoy this week's book? This book.
Well, I read the book, The Zombie Travel Guide, and it had lots of information about zombies, but I only read a page. It had a picture on it, and it told me how to fend off zombies, perhaps with a gun or knife. I'm not sure. Anyway, back to The Assassin's Apprentice.
Well, I'm glad you bring that up, because we have 3 main topics to talk about today, and they are as follows. 1, discuss the quality of the book. 2, unique features of the world. And 3, discuss the magic elements. Discuss the magic elements. So let's begin. Oh my God, what is this thing coming towards me? He's moving slow. He's coming after me. He wants to eat. He hardly looks human. What does that make him?
A zombie?
Actually, no, children. He is a forged, and one of the many, very few forms of magic in this book.
The Forged are named after the town where this process first occurred. Forge. The Red Ship Raiders are the ones who do the forging, which strips humans of their humanity and turns them into eating, stealing, zombie-like beings, and they just don't feel bad about hitting little girls.
Hey, dude, you want to eat this Rubik's Cube?
That sounds like an awful idea. I don't want to eat that Rubik's Cube at all. Thank you, but no thanks.
So why don't you just go ahead and eat this Rubik's Cube, huh? Yeah?
Okay. Oh, Rubik's Cube. It's a good Rubik's Cube.
The skill is basically the Force, only it's not as cool. You can't blow anything up with the skill, but you can communicate with other human beings with the skill. And the most important part is that you can persuade others or command them to do what you want using only the skill. Not everyone has the skill. It's mostly passed down through bloodlines, from the kings, the descendants of the wealthy. Oh man, I just love eating corn 'cause I'm a chicken. Chickens love corn.
My God, I can hear that chicken's thoughts.
Is that guy thinking about me?
And he can hear mine. We must be transforming to some half-chicken, half-man beast. Wit. It is similar to skill, although it's mainly used on animals. Unfortunately, it's looked down upon in society. So when Fitz uses it to speak to his best friend Whittle Doggy is taken away because they're afraid that he would turn into half man, half chicken, half doggy. The Assassin's Apprentice takes place in the 6 duchies located in the realm of the underlings.
Elderlings.
Elderlings.
Nice. The 6 duchies are 6 different kingdoms inside the realms of Elderlings. Their names are
Burns, Buck, Ribbons,
Shokes,
Tilth,
Pharaoh.
Remember that there's going to be a quiz.
Fitz, the main character of said book, lives in the region of Buck, in the castle of Buck Keep, which is in Buck.
Fitz is a bastard child from the king-in-waiting Prince Chivalry.
While working in the stables at said palace/castle, Fitz figures out that he is not just an ordinary bastard.
Fitz possesses what is known as the wit, which allows him to telekinetically move and telepathically communicate with animals.
Fitz becomes a fast friend with a dog named Nosy. Nosy gets taken away, but in a twist ending that will surprise everyone, Nosy does not come back. No, he really doesn't.
Fitz is eventually moved to be the King's man to King Shrewd, and trains with an assassin named Shade to become the titular assassin's apprentice.
Once Fitz is turned into an assassin, he is tasked with the murder and assassination of a nearby Mountain Kingdom's prince named Ruskin. This task culminates the book's anti-drinking prowess.
So, back to Tiknaboot books.
Prowess.
Satch, how did you like The Assassin's Apprentice?
Well, I thought that the description in the book was just very vivid, and it left me with some very good images for what the world and the feelings were like in the story. On top of this, the metaphors and similes made it very easy to also imagine the objects and places because of the comparisons that she left us. Give us very, very good reference points for inventing the objects in her world.
Incorrect. Now, I agree that some of the wordplay in this book is entertaining and a little illustrative. For instance, on page 177, when they are going over the beginning of the forgery, showing off the forged people. I will read an excerpt for you now. They were bedraggled, but seemed unconcerned by it. As I watched, two women picked up the same kettle at once, a large kettle, then proceeded to slap at one another, each attempting to drive off the other and claim the loot. They reminded me of a couple of crows fighting over a cheese rind. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what a cheese rind is, but this was so illustrative. I could just picture two crows squabbling at each other, and it brought a whole new layer to the book. However, the inherent problem is that the book is too wordy. Look at this. Did you even catch one? It's because there's so many of them. It's good, but please. Did you even catch one? And a little more. Stephanie too. Robin Hobb. But you know what, Zetch? I'll give you a chance. What did you think the book was overall, out of 5?
Well, if I had to rate this book, I would probably give it a 5 out of 5 out of 5 out of 5. It's a very athletic rating.
I wouldn't give it anything like that. I wouldn't have given it anything like that score. Why did you do? You know what? It's over. Let's cut to the credits. Well, folks, thank you for tuning in to Chicken Book Books. I'd like to thank our studio, Chicken Book Book Studios, and I'd especially like my very special guest. Is that the sprinkles? See you next week when we review The Dark Knight, the official comic book. See you next week when we review...